Hi everybody. I just wanted to give you an update today. I attended a meeting that was held. It was at the Vermont Department of Health, and it was a public hearing, and it is related to earlier in the year there was the changes in the law regarding the philosophical exemption to vaccination. And based on the Act 157, there were some new forms that came out and new educational material that came out that anybody that was filing an exemption was required to read this material that was put out by the Department of Health and to sign a form saying that you were choosing a philosophical or religious exemption. The only problem is that the form that we were required to sign had words and statements in it that many people objected to. And so they finally did offer this public hearing to hear feedback from the public about that, because they should have had this hearing before they created these forms and educational material to get input, and they never had it. So they did have it today, and it was in a conference room. The room was packed. There was standing room only, and every single person that testified there, including myself, was objecting to the way the forms and the educational material had been created. One of the greatest objections to it was that the Act stated that the educational material must include information on adverse reactions to vaccines as well as the supposed benefits to vaccines, but the educational information didn't include that. And so that was one objection many people had. It also did not contain any single scientific reference to any of the claims that were being made. And the last part of it was that the form itself actually said on it that whoever's signing it has reviewed and understands the required parent education information that was developed by the Vermont Board of Health. It also said that I understand that failure to complete the required vaccination schedule increases the risk to my child and others of contracting, carrying, or spreading a vaccine-preventable infectious disease. But as a personal belief, not everybody holds that belief, even based on their own research that the science is showing us about the safety and efficacy of vaccination. And so then there was another statement about how it puts other people at risk as well. So anybody that signs this just the way it is actually setting themselves up as admitting neglect, admitting that you're harming somebody else, and that then puts you in a dangerous position for future consequences, including in some states where children are taken away from their parents for being charged with neglect because they didn't vaccinate their children. And so, it's not good when our constitutional rights are being affected. So I did attend the hearing because I wanted to also voice my opinion about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post on the website the statement that I made. And the good news is that they did film Vaccination Choice website. Those folks, that group, did film the entire program, and they're going to send me a DVD that I can then bring to the local public access TV. So we'll send out an email of when that's going to be scheduled for, and it should, I think their policy is that they would play that over a week's period of time, just repeatedly, so that there'll be plenty of chances for people to see that. So now all this information is being gathered, and the board, the Department of Health, sat and listened to all of our comments and did say that they appreciated hearing from us and that they would take all of this information into consideration. If any of you would like to write anything to the Department of Health about your own opinions with this, then if you go to the Department of Health website, there's a place where you can submit in writing what your comments are. I believe the deadline needs to be by October 26th. So it's an important issue. I wanted to keep everybody up to date that is concerned about this the way that I am, and that, our personal choice to choose what's best for our own family's health and ourselves and our children's health is the thing that I stand for everybody to have that choice, the parents to make the choice that's best for them. So not that I'm against vaccines, it's that I believe everybody should have their personal choice. And the way it stands right now, where they say that there is informed consent, and yet they're making the vaccines mandatory, or they're having your child not be allowed to go to school or daycare, or even your doctor refusing to work with you. Those kinds of things take something where they say it's choice, but just pay lip service to it and make it really hard to exercise your choice. That's called a no-choice choice. And that's the state of things right now, and we just can't have it, and we're not going away. We're going to stand up for our rights, and especially our constitutional rights. So that's all I'm going to say right now, but if you want to read more of my personal testimony about it and my thoughts, I'll post that on the website, at least for a little while, so folks can take a look at that. And I will keep you up to date on how this progresses. So thanks everybody, and enjoy the day.